All right, and welcome in here live, Donna Park here in Geneva, as your Elmira Pioneers get set to take on the Geneva Red Wings, the second game of a back-to-back contest. The Pioneers will certainly have their work cut out for them here tonight, trying to stave off a two-game sweep. Those of you watching on YouTube Live, we've got the unique view of the fence right back in front of you. We do apologize for that, but we will bring all the action to you live here from McDonough Park. And you're listening to the Miller's Mowing pregame show. If your field isn't game day ready, call Miller's Mowing 607 302 8226. Tonight's matchup is going to feature Neftali Severino Cronier taking the hill for the Elmira Pioneers. Cronier, 6.96 ERA, 2 wins, 2 losses, 7 games he's appeared in, 4 starts, 1 save, 22 innings pitched, 31 hits, 22 runs, 17 of them earned, 6 bases on balls, and 18 strikeouts. He's going to go head to head with Jacob Mazer. Mazer has an impressive 3-0 record, 4.09 ERA, 9 games, 1 start, 1 save, 22 innings, 27 hits, 12 runs, 10 of them earned, 7 bases on balls, and 22 strikeouts. Pioneers, as I said, will certainly have plenty of work to do if they're going to find a way through the Geneva Red Wings, a place they've really had some issues getting a victory in. Coach Andrew Drum is going to talk a little bit about that here on Coach's Corner, and then we'll be back to introduce you to the starting lineups. Make sure you tuned in on Mixlr.com for Coach's Corner. Always a fun time as we head down and speak with assistant coach Andrew Drum. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball and the Miller's Mowing pregame show here on Mixlr.com. All right, and there you hear it from assistant coach Andrew Drum. Looking for truly, that has been the staple for the Pioneers this season. The only consistent thing has been inconsistency, as now they try to find a way to land the victory here tonight. They're going to bring up a brand new group to try to do it, as Brody Moore going to lead things off. Nathan Pang bats second, plays first base. As we said, multi-tool player there. Nathan Pang has played everywhere on the diamond. Number 27, Preston Moore will bat third. Mason Ruhlman will bat cleanup, the recently named All-Star. Garrett Schultz head up as the fifth batter playing right field. Trey Harmon will bat sixth and designated hit. Brennan Dorigi will bat seventh and play left field. Trevor Henneman will catch and bat eighth, and Quinn Buffington will bat ninth and play center field. On the other side, for the home team, Brainy Rojas to start in center field, Noah Fisher to play second base, batting second. Brock Kaufman will play third base and bat third. Trevor Rogers on first and batting fourth. Nick Labraska, designated hitting, batting fifth. Thursel White plays right field. Cross Grundy in left field. Dylan Swarmer will play catcher. Mike Maganti will play shortstop and bat ninth as Jacob Mazer takes to the hill. So again, the Pioneers back up here at McDonough Park. The dark cloud certainly about to pass by. Hopefully that is a sign of things to come for the Pioneers, getting out of the darkness and into the light, as it has been a rough go for the Elmira Pioneers this season. And the season is all too quickly wrapping up, as the Pioneers currently sit outside of a playoff berth. They are trying to find their way back in. So the Elmira Pioneers once again will head to the dish first. The umpires made their way onto the field, have yet to make their way to home plate. Should be seeing that momentarily, as we're coming very quickly to the 7 o'clock hour. As now we see the umpires making their way out to home plate. Head coach Matt Birch will now work his way out from the Pioneers dugout, as the Pioneers, back in those familiar navy blue tops and gray bottoms. Out there on the right-hand side, the manager for the Geneva Red Wings will shake hands with the opposing umpire, and now Matt Birch, and both sides will exchange lineup cards. So as these two getting their marching orders and turning over the paperwork to one another, as everybody appears to be satisfied. Ground rules are going to be laid out. Everything should be fairly standard, as we've been here enough. Everybody should pretty much know the ground rules. Matt Birch, of course, had a couple of warnings last night thrown his way from the officiating crew. Hopefully we won't see any of that here tonight, as the two sides will be looking to play through the game. The Pioneers have one more game. We'll head to Utica tomorrow. Be an early afternoon trip for the boys, as they head up to Utica to play a 7:45 p.m. game, meaning we will be having our Miller's Mowing pregame show at 7:30, so make sure you tune in for that. Want to remind you again, Miller's Mowing, if your field isn't game day ready, give them a call, 607-302-8226. Brody Moore getting stretched out early, as he's got a bat in his hands already. Brody will be looking to extend on some positive hitting. He's really come in here and made quite a difference for the Pioneers lineup, as now umpires still discussing the ground rules here at home plate, as things should be wrapping up here rather quickly, and then we should be able to get underway after the national anthem. Continuing to look around the field and perhaps sorting some things out here for the umpires, as once again Matt Birch waits patiently, and Brody Moore trying to get himself loosened up. Mason Ruhlman, who came into the game last night, he made a positive impact despite going 0 for 2. Certainly helped out driving a run in and getting things going for the Pioneers. Perhaps more impressive last night was the first home run for Brennan Dorigi, as he pushed one over the fence. Not an easy task to do in Dunfield, as Dorigi turning things around. He's really gotten going here. 500 in his last 10 games, 444 in his last 5, despite playing well for the last 5. He's made his impact felt for a little while there. Derigi was in and out of the lineup, but now has certainly made his presence felt again. He's batting just 211 on the season, but we'll see what the Pioneers can do, as now the introduction of the Pioneers is being read out here at McDonough Park up here in Geneva, New York. As we look out towards the stands, not seeing a ton of Pioneers colors, but always always do travel a little bit as you look around any stadium. As we head out here in the PGCBL, there's always one or two Pioneers fans that are hiding out in a corner, and maybe we don't see them from my perch, but we have always had a good following and always seem to show up. As once again, the final reading of the lineup here means we are getting to the end of this Miller's Mowing pregame show. If your field isn't game day ready, call Miller's Mowing 607-302-8226. They're going to introduce the Geneva Red Wings. So the Red Wings will take to the field. We will have the national anthem, and then we will be back and ready to go with pitch number 1. We're going to step aside here on Mixler as we got to pay some bills. Here are some advertisements from our amazing sponsors, and we thank them so much for being part of this 2019 campaign as the Pioneers are ready and set to go. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixler.com. All right, and with that, we are back. The national anthem has been played. The Pioneers are ready to start batting and hoping for a little bit more early success. When the Pioneers have had early success this year, they've come off the cuff and come out early with a strong presence and been able to get themselves into a solid position. Unfortunately, against Geneva, that has just not been the case, as you heard back in the Miller's Mowing pregame show. Head assistant coach Andrew Drum was talking about the inability to win here at McDonough Park. It just seems like anytime the Pioneers have played up here in Geneva, the wins have not come. And he even talked about how odd it is. This is one of the shortest road trips they make. Not a lot of time on the bus. The boys are really able to kind of have their day and then get up here, do their stretching, their routine, and get to work. But for whatever reason, this has just become a very difficult place for the Pioneers to play. We talked about Mazur's numbers. The one start makes it a peculiar one here for him. Hopefully, Pioneers will be able to take advantage to someone not used to starting a ball game. As they're announcing the K-Man offer, as Mason Ruhlman will be giving up a KFC Taco Bell prize if Ruhlman is to strike out. So tonight we will be hoping that Mason Ruhlman prevents these fans from getting tacos. As once again, this is going to bring up Brody Moore. Moore on the season so far, up towards the top, as he's hitting 308, 12 for 39 as a leadoff hitter. Brody is 250 in 8 attempts. So Brody going to try to waste no time getting things going for the Pioneers. I want to thank everybody joining in on YouTube Live as well as Mixler.com, your home for Pioneers action all season long as we enter into the final stretch. Coming set, and winds and delivers from Mazer. Taken for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Brody will step back in. Brody right on top of the plate here. He's trying to close in on that zone a little more as Mazer winds and delivers. Taken for strike 2 right down the heart of the plate as Brody looked down at the head coach Matt Birch, standing far off that third base box. As Brody waits. Next pitch from Mazer is thrown, cut on, right back towards Mazer, bounces off his glove. Brody hustling down to first, not in time, as Brody will be the first out of the game. But Brody, with a strong at-bat there, hit it right back towards Mazer. Mazer has an interesting windup here, and folks watching on YouTube, I hope you can see it through the fence there. I do apologize once again, as Nathan Peng will step up. But watch how Mazer comes set. It's very interesting. He comes set here, and now as he moves to pitch, he kind of takes a little walk before finally adjusting and releasing. You'll see it again here, and I don't have an instant replay, but you'll see as he comes set here, takes his deep breath. Now he almost walks in a little circle almost. You watch the feet, the step to the side. Now he rocks, winds, and deals. Cut on and missed by Peng, 0-2. The extra motion was made popular by the Japanese coming over to America, and they freeze or they come up throwing an extra step into the windup to kind of throw the pitchers, to throw the batters, as that one's taken for a ball, 1-0 or 1-2, excuse me. As you see the extra movement certainly having an impact on the Pioneers here early. So Mazer comes set, he winds and delivers. Cut on and missed by Peng, as that will be the second out of the inning. Peng goes down on strikes. So as I said, that extra movement adds an extra element into the heads of the batters, and it's worked so far on the Pioneers as they've gone down 0-2. Preston Moore will be the next man up. Preston, the best hitter on the team with a .344 average, 33 hits, 96 at bats. As Mazer comes set, he winds and delivers. Taken for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. So Mazer not messing around, coming out throwing strikes. Mazer out there. Comes back set. He winds and delivers. Taken, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 count here as Preston Moore trying to find his way on base. Preston comes back in. The first time in a few games we haven't seen a left-handed hitter in the top 3. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 as Mazer heads back to the mound. If Moore can reach, Ruhlman would be the next man up. So, coming back set. Mazer looking in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Preston Moore waiting. The windup and pitch. Cut on, fouled, and that one's getting out of here. We'll remind you to make the right decision. Insist on Gerber Collision and Auto Glass. As Preston Moore steps back in. 1 ball, 2 strike count. 2 outs here in the top of the first. The windup and the pitch from Mazer. Cut on and missed. That will be a second strikeout in the half inning. And that will do it for the Pios first at bat. 0-0 after half an inning. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixler.com. All right, so Neftali Severino Cronier heads to the mound as he will start things off for the Pioneers as they will pitch. And now Geneva will come to the plate for the first time. Brenny Rojas to lead things off. He's 286 as a leadoff hitter in 28 attempts. Does have 7 bases on balls as well. This, of course, was the last time we saw Neftali as a starter, was right here at McDonough Park. Did not go well for the young Canadian. So, Severino Cronier steps back out as Rojas steps into the dish. Rojas comes up. Rojas was not involved in last night's game. Certainly an oddity, as we're very used to seeing Brenny Rojas at the top of the order. The wind and pitch from Severino Cronier in there for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, no strike. Very quickly as Cronier looks in, has his sign, winds and delivers. High, 2 balls, no strikes. So as the sun starts to peek out from behind the clouds and we're starting to clear up a little bit, Pioneers pitching going to have to look for some rays of sun of their own. The wind and pitch from Cronier in there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. As now Cronier trying to work on the mound. He's got Rojas, Fisher, Kaufman all due up. The wind and pitch. Outside, 3 balls, 1 strike. As Cronier trying to find his comfort zone out there on the mound. He comes set, winds and deals. Ball 4. That'll put Rojas on with base on balls to start the inning. Bringing up Noah Fisher. So, Fisher coming up to the dish. Fisher was in the game last night. He has also apparently ripped his pants before the game even started. That's impressive. As now, Cronier pitches. That one's popped up back towards right. And that's a can of corn. Easy catch there for the right fielder as Noah Fisher goes down 0 for 1. Ripped pants did not quite work out for him on that one, as that'll bring up Brock Kaufman. Kaufman comes up this season, batting .273, 24 for 88. Kaufman certainly has a lot of pop to his bat. As now Cronier has the comfort of the first out of the game. Needs to find a couple more here as Kaufman steps in. A ground ball would be idealistic. Cronier winds and delivers. Outside, 1-0. Rojas, definitely known for his ability to move out there on the base pass, this year has 9 stolen bases. Maybe looking for 10. He's certainly moving a lot over there. The wind, the pitch, cut on. That one hit hard. Going back, the left fielder makes the play, and that will be the second out of the inning. So a perfect play there by DeRigi to put Kaufman out, but that's going to bring up the ever dangerous Trevor Rogers. Rogers comes up batting an even 300, 30 for 100, so can't get any more perfect 300 than that. He has struck out 17 times. However, does have 5 home runs. So something to watch out for here with the very short walls down the lines. Cronier looks in. He winds and deals. In there for a strike, 0-1. Confidence starting to rear its head out there from Neftali. As again, Brainy Rojas stands on first. Coming back set. Neftali winds and deals. Popping up in the fake throwdown to second from Henneman behind the dish. I want to apologize to those of you joining in on YouTube Live. Unfortunately, due to the auto focus of the camera, it focuses on that fence. So we're doing the best we can with that. Do apologize and hope you'll still enjoy the broadcast anyway. As Neftali comes back to work. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The wind and pitch. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. As again, Rogers stands at the dish. Or excuse me, the plate. As now trying to work on that vernacular for some of our fans who tuned in the other night. Cronier winds, delivers, cut on and missed as Rogers was trying to put that one out of the forest out there in right field. 2 ball, 2 strike, 2 out count. Our first Tioga Down showdown of the evening. You too can be an all-star. Check out Smash Mouth live this summer in the Summer Concert Series. Setting up is Cronier. Winds and delivers. Cut on, grounded foul as Rojas was off and running. 2 ball, 2 strike, 2 out count one more time. As Cronier looking for that put away pitch. That has been the issue for Pioneers pitching so far this season. Cronier checks the runner at first. He winds and delivers. Fouled off yet again. 2 ball, 2 strike, 2 out count one more time. As the Elmira Pioneers not happy with that ball. So new ball comes into play. Cronier setting up on the mound. Rogers steps back in. Looking for that final strike. Cronier winds, delivers, cut on and missed, and Neftali gets a strikeout here in the bottom of the first. It's a 0-0 game as we head for the top of the second. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so their Taco Bell K-Man, Mason Ruhlman, will come up to the dish here to start off the second inning. Ruhlman this year has struck out 25 times, so not a bad choice as the fans seek tacos. Ruhlman, a all-star. The wind and the pitch. Taken for strike one, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, nobody out. As Ruhlman looking to connect. As coming back set, Mazer winds and delivers. Taken for strike 2. Ruhlman 0-2, and the fans are a strike away from tacos. So Ruhlman gonna have to be defensive here. As Mazer comes set, begins his long windup. Delivers, bounces one up there, 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. As again, Roman steps back into the dish, brandishing that light bluish bat. Certainly an interesting color. As winding again, here is Mazer. He delivers, cut on, fouled off there by Mason Ruhlman. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. As Ruhlman trying to get something going for the Pioneers here in the top of the second inning. It's a 0-0 ball game, and the Pioneers are trying to gain some ground on these Geneva Red Wings. Mazer winds, he delivers, cut on. Ruhlman will prevent the strikeout as he will actually single. We'll have to wait for the official scoring on that one, as that ate up the second baseman. As now coming up to the dish will be Garrett Schultz. We'll wait for the official scoring again, as that definitely ate up the second baseman. They do give him credit for the hit, so Ruhlman 1 for 1 with the single. As now Garrett Schultz will go back to work. Schultz, who's been known to hit the ball here as of late, 250 on the season. In his last 5 games, Schultz is batting just a $125. He lays down a bunt here. Perfect bunt down the third baseline. Schultz running. He's not going to beat it out, but he moves Ruhlman along to second base. And that'll bring up Trey Harmon. Harmon, the designated hitter here tonight, comes up to the plate, as he was the home run derby entrant back against Canada a couple days ago. Harmon 274 on the year, 17 for 62. Does have a home run already on the season. That one was hit up in Watertown. As now Harmon waits. Believe he's also going to be our home run derby entrant at the All-Star game. Cut on, right back through the middle. This should score a run. No, it's going to hold up Ruhlman at third. Ruhlman just a little bit too slow there to get going. Harmon will single, and that will bring a run 90 feet from home, as Brennan DeRigi, who had a home run last night, will step up to the plate. Talked about DeRigi as he's entering the game today. 500 in his last 10 games. 444 in his last 5. So definitely an uptick for Brennan DeRigi. DeRigi looks down, getting the sign from his third base coach. With two hits here in the top of the second, Pioneers are threatening. So Mazer working out the stretch. Winds and delivers. Cut on. Ground ball. Broken bat. Right towards the second baseman. Avoiding the tag there. Hold on. No, he didn't avoid the tag. Harmon ran right into the tag. That will cross out the run that came home. I thought Harmon avoided it, but he ran right through the tag apparently, and that will end the inning. So after 1.5, the Pioneers 0, Geneva 0. All right, and so with that, Neftali Severino Cronier throwing the last of his warm-up pitches now. He's going to bring up Nick Lebraska, the designated hitter, followed by Thursel White, the right fielder, and Cross Grundy, the left fielder. We'll see what the Pioneers can do here in the bottom of the second inning. Severino Cronier had a very effective bottom of the first, not allowing a hit. The first batter he faced before the next three would go over. So Lebraska comes up to the plate. Certainly a unique stance. We talked about it last night as he bends and shrinks the strike zone a little bit with that knee bend. That one fouled off as that will go down the line and roll foul 0-1. So Lebraska coming back towards the dish. Nick is out of as again Cronier heads back to the mound, trying to keep things going. The Pioneers have been sorely looking for starting pitching, and you heard as much from assistant coach Andrew Drum before the game. Cronier steps off, rubbing his leg there. Something not feeling right for Neftali. Cronier winds and delivers. Taken for a ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cronier not happy about the call. Gave an extra look into the umpire down there as Neftali comes back set out on the mound. He winds and deals. As that one, catcher was looking for an explanation. Could hear that one. I believe we've got a ball and 2 strikes. And we do. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As that was fouled off. As I said, that's a big man out there at home plate right now. The wind and pitch from Cronier. Low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2. Nobody out as Cronier looking for the first out of the bottom of the second inning. Very quick first few innings last night for the Pioneers. The windup pitch cut on, fouled off, and into the parking lot. As once again, we remind you to make the right decision. Insist on Gerber Collision and Auto Glass. As once again, stepping in is Lebraska. Lebraska looking for his first hit here on the night. Lebraska batting just 200. His first at-bats of the season were last night. Now he takes a strike for a strikeout looking. 2 strikeouts in a row as Thursel White heads for the dish. White this season batting 239, 11 for 46 as he comes into the game. In his last 5, White batting 286. He's played 3 of the last 5 and gone 4 for 14. See what he can do. The wind and pitch. Bunt is right back towards the broadcast booth. You probably could read the autograph on the ball. As once again, White trying to lay down a bunt there, but if it pops up that high, the bunt has not been well executed. We'll see if he can straighten it out here. Pioneers would certainly have been caught off guard as you see the entire infield playing back. Third baseman will shift down about halfway just in case we see the bunt again. That one's cut on, and that will be fouled away. No balls, 2 strikes, as Neftali Severino Cronier starting to deal. Cronier steps back on the mound. Looking in as White steps up once again. Coming set, the wind and pitch. In there for strike 3 looking. 2 hitters back-to-back looking as now Cross Grundy will come up. Thursel White having a discussion with the home plate umpire. He was clearly not happy about the call. As now Cross Grundy steps back up, the left fielder. Grundy this season is, bear with me just a moment, batting 244, 12 for 21. Not a ton of experience here this summer, which is surprising considering we feel like we've seen him quite a bit. That one way over the head of the catcher. 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes as Henneman goes to get the ball. Henneman, of course, will lead off the top of the third as the Pioneers have gotten 2 hits already here tonight. The unfortunate double play ended up ending the top of the second with Mason Roman stranded 90 feet from home. The wind and pitch, cut on and fouled. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here As again, Neftali Severino Cronier coming in and dealing so far through 1 2/3. Cronier looks in. He waits on the catcher. Windup deals a little bit low. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1, 2 outs. Cronier trying to find his way through this inning. As Cronier comes back set, he looks in, winds, and delivers. That one is fouled off. That one certainly got some height and is going to get out of the stadium. Another opportunity to remind you, make the right decision, insist on Gerber Collision and Autoglass. As once again, Cross Grundy, and to keep things going for Geneva. 2-ball, 2-strike, 2-out count. Another Tioga Down showdown. The pitch, cut on, ground ball. Severino Cronier picks it up, tosses to first, and in time, that will end the second inning of play. Pioneers 0, Geneva 0. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, fans, and we're back. We want to remind everybody to make sure you check out our youtube.com page for those of you on YouTube Live. Once the game ends, just click on over and select our stream, as you'll be able to check out all of our new videos, which include Feral Gas Fridays, as you can take a look and meet all-star starter Noah Rubino, as well as his high school buddy, Tom Catania, who's now in the bullpen for the Pioneers. See if he might make an appearance here today. Rubino with a heck of an outing yesterday, just unable to get the win, as Henneman comes up as a leadoff hitter here in the top of the third. The windup and the pitch, cut on and missed, 0-1. Henneman had a heck of a hit yesterday, got the Pioneers rally started where they tried to make their way back into the game. Unfortunately, just was a little bit too late, as Mazer will go back to work. The wind and the pitch, taken for strike 2, 0-2. The one thing you got to give Mazer, he's been working right around that zone. He's got a hard pitch arsenal, and the Pioneers really have not found it easy to take advantage of. As now, once again, Mazer comes steady, winds and delivers way outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. You see the flags out there in center field dancing around. We're blowing pretty profusely to the right-hand side and now have drifted a little bit over towards the left. As now Mazer comes back set. He turns, winds, and throws. Cut on. That one is hit. Popped up towards foul territory. Heading towards the fence, and the ball will be dropped there, as 1 ball, 2 strike count will stand one more time. Trevor Rogers always seems very afraid of running into that fence. We saw him drop a couple of foul balls yesterday as he tried to pay more attention to where the fence was. Certainly something to be aware of, but a little more odd as far as I'm concerned, sitting up here in the broadcast booth in your home ballpark. Clearly on the road, it's harder to determine, but here you would think you'd see enough of them. As that one hit on there by Henneman, driven out towards left center, and playable for Brandy Rojas, as he makes the grab, and Henneman will take a seat. That's going to bring up Quinn Buffington. Buffington, who as of late has really had some trouble getting going. He is coming through the season at 220, 13 for 59. As of late, however, really turning it around with the 444 in his last 5 games. He's come up 9 times and has recorded 4 hits. So hopefully a sign of things turning around for Quinn as the pitch comes in high, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. As again, Buffington steps back in, looking out towards the pitcher as Mazer still able to work the windup and pitch. Cut on ground ball there. Buffington trying to beat it out. The catcher steps up to pick it up, and that will be in time as Buffington will be thrown out on the ground ball. That's going to bring up Brody Moore back to the plate as Moore heads up. Buffington running back towards his bench area. As again, conversation between head coach Matt Birch and the umpire. Umpire's taking a look at the ball here. Not sure what that was about. As now, Brody Moore steps into the dish. Jacob Mazer working fast and quickly out here in the top of the 3rd inning. It's a 0-0 ball game. The Pioneers have the only 2 hits so far. As this will be the 2nd time through the order. Brody Moore looks out, the wind, the pitch, taken high, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. As again, Moore waits. The windup and the pitch. In there for a strike. Brody Moore not happy about it. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. As Brody steps back into the dish. Steps back up to the plate. As now Mazer comes steady, winds, delivers way inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Brody stepping back up. He kicks out the dirt there right behind the line. Mazer coming back set. He looks in and winds and delivers. Cut on there by Moore. Popped up. This should be playable. Coming in is the first baseman, making the grab, and that will do it for the Pioneers here in the top of the 3rd. Still 0-0. Pioneers have the only 2 hits of the ball game as we head for the bottom of the 3rd. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, and so with that, the Pioneers head back to the field and back out to the mound. Cronier. This is going to bring up Dylan Swarmer. Swarmer, the catcher here. Swarmer as a leadoff hitter. Actually, I don't have that stat, as apparently this is going to be his first appearance. So Swarmer making his first appearance He cuts on one there. That's going to get down and be the first hit of the ball game for Geneva. Swarmer goes 1 for 1 and starts things off for Geneva with some power there out to dead center field. He gets it right back through the infield, and now that's going to bring up Mike Magnati, excuse me. He is coming in tonight, batting .750. He's 3 for 4. So only appeared in one game so far. Pioneers need to find a ground ball here as Cronier has to work out of the stretch early on. That one cut on, fouled off. No balls, 1 strike. As once again, we remind you, make the right decision. Insist on Gerber Collision and Autoglass. Stepping back up, Magnati. Waits. And again, Cronier coming set. He winds and deals. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, runner on first base as Dylan Swarmer took advantage of his first pitch he saw. 1 for 1. The throw over quickly is not in time. Neftali not putting a heck of a lot on that as Peng stands at first base. We saw him catch last night. Brandon Inge reference was made before the game. The wind and the pitch. Bunt is shown but pulled back. 2 balls, 1 strike. So Cronier will go back to work here. First hit he's allowed here in the bottom of the third as the Elmira Pioneers trying to keep it 0-0. The wind and the pitch. Taken for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Mike Magnati. Next man up will be Brainy Rojas. So important to try to keep the runner over there at first. Rojas has about 10 different ways he can find to get on base. As now, Magnati waiting. The wind and pitch. Taken for ball just outside, 3-2. As Severino Cronier looking for an explanation. Didn't like that call. 3-2. Magnati steps back in. Stepping off was Cronier. He appeared to have some footing trouble there. As again, Cronier checks over on the runner at first. The wind and the pitch. Hits the man and a stinger. That'll put runners on first and second. Cronier clearly lost control on that one. As that came high and inside. As the manager coming out. He's saying something. I think they want the doctor to check on their base runner over at first now. Saying he's okay. And let's go. As that one certainly went poorly for Cronier. So the hit by pitch on Magnati brings up Brainy Rojas. Rojas with a base on balls on the night so far. As again, coming back set, Rojas steps in. Cronier winds and delivers. Rojas showing bunt, takes a strike, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. As the wind is blowing, may even be able to hear my paperwork, so I want to apologize once again to you fans tuning in on YouTube.com. As once again, Cronier comes set. He winds and deals. Bunt is laid. There it went just a bit foul. Henneman couldn't quite make the grab. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. As Cronier heads back to the mound. Still looking for his first out here in the bottom of the third inning. So, Cronier looks in. Wrong now. Doesn't want to foul out here. The windup and the pitch. Bounced up to the plate. The runner is off and going to third. Throw down, not in time. And the runners advance on the misplayed ball there by Trevor Henneman. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Elmira now has runners at second and third that they have to prevent from getting home as Geneva trying to put across the first run in the ballgame. As Rojas waits on his next pitch. Cronier looks in, he winds and delivers. Cut on and fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One more time here. As Cronier comes back set. The defense now surrounding the infield. As we saw this last night, the wind and the pitch, high and inside, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one got a little close there, as Rojas had to duck out of the way. Cronier set on the mound. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. The wind and the pitch, cut on and fouled away again, reminding you to make the right decision. Insist on Gerber collision and auto glass. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Time is called as Matt Birch will head out to talk to his hurler. Pioneers can't afford to give up a run here. Geneva, a very hard team to score against. And now the Pioneers are trying to discuss their way to get out of this bottom of the 3rd inning. No movement as of yet down in the Pioneers bullpen, so Cronier will still be the pitcher once all this huddling up is done. Cronier trying to figure out his approach. Rojas on the season this year, when he's batting with runners in scoring position, get that number for you in just a second. He's batting 150 in 20 opportunities with just 4 RBIs. So Birch will head back for the dugout. Pioneers finished their conversation at the mound. The fielders will still stand right along that infield grass. Going to be hard to get Rojas on a ground ball. Rojas certainly your stereotypical leadoff batter, very fast down the line. As now, Cronier comes set. He looks in, winds and deals. Cut on and missed, and he gets Rojas on strikes. So the 4th strikeout of the afternoon for Neftali Severino Cronier. That's going to bring up Noah Fisher. Fisher will come up, still has runners at 2nd and 3rd. So as Noah Fisher batting with runners in scoring position, he is batting just .211 in 19 attempts. Cronier winds and deals. Fouled off again, back towards the parking lot. No balls, 1 strike. As Fisher, looking for some kind of bloop single, anything to the outfield really will score the run. As now, Cronier looks in. He winds and delivers. Cut on and fouled off again. No balls, 2 strikes. So Cronier trying to deal his way through a 2nd and 3rd. Again, Fisher, the mysterious rip in the pants. We'll see. As again, possibly good luck. We'll see. It's cut on, hit out there towards right, and that's going to get down. The quick throw in here from Garrett Schultz is not in time. That will score the first run of the game. As that one gets down, and Noah Fisher goes 1 for 2, earns himself an RBI. And now with runners at the corners, Cronier will have to deal with the 3rd batter, Brock Kaufman. Kaufman this year, with runners in scoring position, has hit .303 in 33 attempts, does have a home run in this situation. So as runners stand on 1st and 3rd, the Red Wings have a 1-0 lead. Pioneers infielders will return to their regular positions. The wind and the pitch, high, 1-0. 1 ball, no strike. As again, Kaufman 0 for 1 on the night. Cronier winds, delivers, cut on and fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A Tioga Downs showdown. As we remind you, Tioga Downs not only a great place to play, a great place to stay. Check out their brand new hotel and resort. As Kaufman steps back up. Very similar position to one the Pioneers had a couple innings back. As ball, 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 count. Cronier questioning the call again. as he has not been happy with the calls he's getting. So Cronier comes back set, checks on the runner, winds and deals. He threw the shortstop out to left field, and that will score the second run of the game, as now there's runners standing at first and second base. So 1 for 2's, 2 men in a row. That's going to bring up the ever dangerous Trevor Rogers. And now some stretching out there in the bullpen. As try to get a look. I believe that's Matt Busher from Old Dominion warming up already for the Pios. Certainly don't want to let this one get too far out of reach, as Rogers comes up 0 for 1, has struck out here tonight. Cronier winds and deals outside, 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 count, as Rogers has a very fluid swing. Pioneers will hope to put one by that fluid swing and get him on strikes again. The windup and the pitch. Cut on. That one is hit. Popped up there towards left. Derigi on the run. Sliding and makes the grab. Nice catch by Brennan Derigi. As now that will put Rogers down to 0 for 2. Runners at first and second. Geneva with a 2-0 lead. Neftali Severino Cronier trying to work his way through the bottom of the third. That's going to bring up Nick Nebraska, who only appeared in his first game last night, went 1 for 5. See what he can do here. Again, a very interesting stance from Nebraska. Cronier comes set, he winds and delivers. Corner, 0-1. Nebraska now going to argue balls and strikes. Clearly that's worked out well in the past. As again, Cronier looks in. The windup and the pitch. Cut on and fouled back. Says Cronier will look to get out of the inning without any more damage coming to him. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The Pioneers hurler looks in. He waits. Once again, Cronier winds and delivers. Taken for a ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And now Cronier asking. I say he didn't go. 1-2, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pioneers 1 strike away from getting out of this, bottom of the third. Coming set, Cronier winds and delivers. That'll get away, but not far enough. Somebody's going to be out here, as this is a smart play by the Pioneers. Catcher tag is in there and out. So that is done, as that will end the inning. Doesn't get to finish the inning against Nebraska, but that will do it for the Geneva Red Wings. Bottom of the third, Geneva scores 2, puts themselves up as we head for the top of the fourth. Pioneers coming to bat. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so the top of the fourth will commence with Nathan Peng coming up 2-3-4 in the order as the Pioneers try to go to work. Peng, as a leadoff batter this season so far, has been 167. The wind and pitch, taken for a strike, 0-1. Peng, on the night, 0 for 1, did strike out in his first appearance. Jacob Mazer has certainly been spinning a gem so far here through 3 complete. For the Geneva Red Wings, as the pitch comes in, swing and a miss by Peng. 0-2, no balls, 2 strikes. As Peng will step back in. He'll be followed by Preston Moore. And then, of course, Mason Ruhlman will come to the dish. The wind and pitch. Cut on, hit by Peng out towards left. That is in shallow left. The shortstop ranging back. The left fielder will come in and make the grab as the shortstop slid to avoid any contact. Peng will be out, but made it interesting there. That's going to bring up Preston Moore. Moore, 0 for 1, did strike out. As he's going to be looking to get something started for the Pioneers here, trailing by just 2 runs. Certainly a very small lead. The Pioneers more than capable of coming back. Wind has died down. The flags are now floating out there in center field. That is high, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, as Mazer trying to work his way through a 4th inning of work. As Preston Moore looks out. Sun beginning to set out there in left field. The pitch cut on and fouled back to the parking lot. Another reminder, make the right decision. Insist on Gerber Collision and Auto Glass. So, coming up, Moore looks out. The wind and the pitch. Fouled off there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. So again, Preston Moore looks out. As again, Mazer comes set. He winds and deals. Cut on, popped up here towards center field. Going back is Rojas. He's got a beat and makes the grab. So 0 for 2 for the top 3 batters in the order now. As Mason Ruhlman comes up. Ruhlman 1 for 1 on the day. Did get credit for that hit back in the 2nd inning of work. Ruhlman comes up trying to avoid the strikeout, trying to deny these fans their tacos. As again, Ruhlman steps in. He waits. Mazer comes set. Winding and dealing. Taken for ball 1. 1-0 as Ruhlman steps back in. If Ruhlman can get on, Schultz would be up next. Schultz 0 for 1 with a sac bunt. As the windup and the pitch. Cut on by Ruhlman. Popped up here. Out towards foul territory. The catcher trying to see if he has room. And that will get out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ruhlman will go back to work here. Looking to drive something and get it started for the Pioneers. It has been a very, very rough stretch of games for Elmira. They've been in every single one of them. They just have had some trouble to get the offense going early. Ruhlman waits. The windup and the pitch from Mazer. Cut on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ruhlman now looking for a little bit more defensive type swing here. As Ruhlman looks out. Mazer winds. Delivers. Way outside. 2 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A Tioga Down showdown. As Ruhlman steps back in. 2-2. Coming set. Mazer winds. He deals. High and outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count with 2 outs. Ruhlman trying to extend the inning. 3-2. Here in the top of the 4th. Ruhlman looks out. Mazer will wind. And delivers. Swung on and miss. And Mason Ruhlman just gave the Geneva fans tacos. So, 2-0 going into the bottom of the 4th. The Pioneers trail. They're going to need a quick half inning here for the bottom of the 4th. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so Neftali's day end has come to an end. Matt Busher will come in, 13.85 ERA. 0-2 is the record. 7 games appeared in. 1 game that he started. 13 innings pitched. 23 hits, 22 runs, 20 of them earned balls, and 17 strikeouts. So Busher gonna try to find his way through here. Busher in his last 5 games, 8 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 bases on balls, and 8 strikeouts. So hopefully things turning around for Busher. As now that's going to bring up Nick Lebraska. Lebraska had 2 strikes he didn't necessarily agree with earlier, but then kind of as the runner tried to move on from first, but the runner at second was trying to stay put. The windup and pitch from Busher outside 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes as Matt Busher tries to get going here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The windup and the pitch in there for a strike, 1-1. Busher certainly coming with speed there. You hear the pop of the glove as Henneman lines up back behind the plate again. The wind and pitch outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. So we'll see how long Busher is in here for tonight. 2-1 count. The wind and the pitch outside again, 3 balls, 1 strike. 3-1 count. Busher trying to find the strike zone here after entering the game. Was handed a 2-0 deficit. The wind and pitch, cut on, hit out there center. Buffington has a read, and that's going to get over his head, rolling to the wall. Lebraska runs around second, and he will stay put as that's scooped up by Brody Moore. So Lebraska comes up with a big hit here. 1 for 2, as that'll bring up Thursel White. White, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout here tonight, will be pushed the runner from second home as the lights have yet to come on here, but it's getting pretty dark here in Geneva, here at McDonough Park. So Busher looking. The wind and the pitch. Cut on, out towards center again. Buffington's going to have the beat on this. And now he will throw that back in. Thursel White goes 0 for 2. That's going to bring up Cross Grundy. Grundy 0 for 1 on the day. As Grundy steps in. He's got a runner on second base. Grundy, with runner in scoring position, has been batting .375 in 24 attempts. As I said, Grundy 0 for 1 on the night. However, numbers certainly in his favor with runner in scoring position. He fouls off the first pitch he sees from Busher. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, as Matt Busher goes back to work here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Busher coming back set. Busher looks in, he winds and delivers. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Another tag-down showdown here this evening. As again, Pioneers trying to get back to the batter's box. Busher comes set. He winds and delivers. In there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 count. As the next one up will be Dylan Swarmer. Swarmer, who had his first at bat back a couple innings ago, went 1 for 1. And eventually came around to score. The windup and the pitch. Cut on and fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Only 1 out. As again, 1-2 count. As again, stepping up here will be Grundy. Comes set. Checking back on the runner at second. Busher winds and delivers. Bounces 1 up. Keeping it in front of him was Henneman. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 2-2 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pioneers trying to push this through and get themselves back up to the batter's box. 4 zeros in the Pioneers column. They did have the first 2 hits of the ball game, as that's in there for a ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Matt Busher trying to keep things going here. So Busher looks in. Cross Grundy 0 for 1 on the night. Roman playing back here, way back, almost on the outfield grass. The wind and the pitch. In there for strike 3, and down goes Grundy. So that's going to bring up Dylan Swarmer. Swarmer 1 for 1 today. He had a single out to center, and the first pitch he saw heads up to the dish. All right. So now Swarmer steps in. He also has a peculiar rip in his pants. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and missed. No balls, 1 strike. You start to wonder if the rip may be a uniform. As once again, Dylan Swarmer comes back, set. Busher winds, deals, cut on by Swarmer, fouled off. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. Busher 1 strike away from getting out of this bottom of the 4th inning, despite the runner standing on second base. He's had 2 strikeouts since. Thursa White flew out. He had a strikeout back in his first at bat. The windup and the pitch. Ground ball right in between the shortstop and the third baseman. Scooped up here by Derigi. He's going to throw in towards home. The grab is made and the tag is too late. So on the single and then advancing to second will be Swarmer. 2 for 2. He will earn himself an RBI. And Mike Magnati will head for the plate as the Pioneers now trail 3-0. So Busher will come back out, trying to put a stopper in the damage with another runner in scoring position. Magnati steps up as Busher goes right back to work here to the number 9 batter in the order. Magnati, no official at bats, was hit by a pitch. Next one in there for a strike, 0-1. So Busher looks out. Coming back set. Magnati steps in. Busher checks on the runner back at second. Now winds and delivers. Low bounces away from Henneman. But Henneman keeps it right near him. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. A 3-0 ball game in favor of Geneva here in the bottom of the 4th. Runner stands on second. The Pioneers trying to put a stopper in any more offense. Coming back set, the wind and the pitch. In there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Magnati steps out of the box momentarily. Busher looking in. Certainly feeling it now. Has found that strike zone. Sure. Looks in at a 1 ball, 2 strike count. He winds and delivers. Cut on. Popped out there towards left center. Quinn Buffington on the move. Makes the grab, and that will do it for the inning. Magnati goes 0 for 1. Geneva adds another one, 3-0, as the Pioneers will now head up to the plate. Time to find their offense as the Pioneers will come back up with 5, 6, and 7 due up. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so Jacob Mazer back on the mound. Garrett Schultz will be the next man to greet him. Schultz 0 for 1 with a sac bunt. Schultz here tonight, 357 average as a leadoff hitter in 14 attempts. See what he can do here as Garrett Schultz will step to the plate. Pioneers only trailing by 3, certainly not insurmountable. As Schultz steps up, Pioneers looking for something positive as they tonight before the All-Star break. This one popped up. Mazer calling it off. He says he's got it as that one will be caught by the starting pitcher. So Schultz goes 0 for 2 very quickly. Trey Harmon will be the next man out to the plate. He's 1 for 1 on the night. Harmon hit the single that put Mason Ruhlman on third base. As now Harmon steps back up. He's going to be looking to get his bat on something. The light's starting to show up here at McDonough Park. Top of the 5th inning. Pioneers have one quick out. The wind and the pitch. Harmon fouls that one off back towards the parking lot. We remind you again, make the right decision, insist on Gerber Collision and Auto Glass. As Harmon steps back up, he looks out. Mazer comes back set. He winds and delivers. Taken for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A Tioga Downs showdown. I want to remind you, if you've never seen horse cart racing before, only place to do so in the southern tier is Tioga Downs. As again, Mazer comes back set. The wind and pitch cut on. Grounded towards first. Takes an interesting hop, but that's not going to be able to get Harmon over onto first base. So Harmon will go 1 for 2. That's going to bring up Brendan DeRiggi. DeRiggi hit for a double play his last time up. He and Trey Harmon trade bats as DeRiggi hit a home run last night. Any bat he's using might be a positive omen for the Pioneers here. So we'll see what Brendan DeRiggi can do. DeRiggi steps back in. Looking out as Mazer trying to make his way through a 5th scoreless inning. The wind and the pitch. High, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes for the Elmira Pioneers left fielder. DeRiggi, the 7th batter in the lineup. Henneman to follow, followed by Buffington if we can get that far. 2 outs already. The wind and the pitch. Cut on, hit down the first base line, and that will stay fair. DeRiggi going to be running for a while here. He's going to make it clean to second as that is thrown back in from the outfield wall. Big hit by Brennan DeRiggi as he goes 1 for 2 on the day. That's going to bring up Trevor Henneman. Henneman will head up for the plate. 0 for 1 on the day. Henneman led off 2 innings ago. As Henneman now will kick some dirt around, try to get himself comfortable in the batter's box. He's got DeRiggi over there on second base. This will put Mazer into the stretch for one of a very few times here tonight. The windup and the pitch. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 as DeRiggi doing his dance back there on second base. DeRiggi is not very unnoticeable when he's on the base pass. Certainly likes to hop around quite a bit. As DeRiggi moves off the throw, in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. 1-1, 2 outs here for the Pioneers catcher tonight, Trevor Henneman. Henneman has caught a good game. Unfortunately, the 3 runs have been tallied anyway. So the windup and the pitch from Jacob Mazer as DeRiggi continues to dance. Cut on, driven out towards the backside of second base where it will be caught. And that will do it for another half inning of work. As again, Henneman 0 for 2. The DeRiggi the DeRiggi double does not work out in the Pioneers' favor. And now we head for the bottom of the 5th, trailing 3-0. Pioneers will go back to work on the mound. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so Busher will go back to work out here on the mound as Brainy Rojas will lead things off here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Pioneers trailing 3-0, trying to keep the bleeding right where it is. We want to remind you all, too, there is a long, cold winter coming up. There's a easy way to remedy the cold, though, as the Elmira Enforcers are back in town. And I'll tell you what, the tickets are hot, hot, hot. You're not going to want to miss a moment of the Enforcers' second season as they head back out to chase the Commissioner's Cup, as several new teams have entered the league, and it's going to be an interesting year. You won't want to miss a minute. Make sure you join your Elmira Enforcers at First Arena all winter long. The windup and pitch from Busher in there for a strike, 0-1. Since I didn't finish that, make sure you call 607-734-PUCK for more details. The windup and pitch here from Busher in there for strike 2, 0-2. So Busher really coming out throwing strikes here. That's exactly what you want to see from a reliever. Unfortunately, did give up a run in the last half inning he pitched. Cut on by Rojas, driven out there towards right field. Schultz has a beat. Can of corn, and he will grab that one out of the air. Rojas goes 0 for 2. Noah Fisher will be the next man up. 1 for 2 on the day. So, Noah Fisher, the second baseman, steps back up as Busher look to solve the 1-2-3 in the order for Geneva. Busher comes set. He winds and delivers. Outside, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Henneman throws right back down. Pioneers looking forward to the top of the sixth. The windup and pitch from Busher in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Our Tioga Downs showdown. As we remind you, Tioga Downs not just a great place to play, a great place to eat. Check out the buffet any day of the week. The wind and pitch from Busher high. 2 balls, 1 strike. The Pioneers looking forward to the top of the sixth. Going to have Quinn Buffington, Brody Moore, and Nathan Pang due up. 9, 1, and 2. The windup and pitch from Busher. Cut on and fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. We remind you again, make the right decision. Insist on Gerber Collision and Autoglass. As again, Busher looks out. Has his sign. Winds and delivers. Cut on. This one popped up. Should be playable. Ruhlman heading back. He's called off by Schultz, and the play is made. Well, it's been a tough inning out there in right field. So, 1 for 3 goes Noah Fisher. That's going to bring up Brock Kaufman. Kaufman 1 for 2 on the night. Kaufman looks out. Kaufman certainly dangerous. But now with 2 outs, nobody on, this is the way you'd like to face a brash hitter like Kaufman. The windup and pitch from Busher in there for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. We're past the halfway point of this game. As Busher comes set, he winds and delivers. Outside corner again, no balls, 2 strikes. Busher has found where he can paint the corners. Again, no balls, 2 strikes. Pioneers trailing 3-0. Busher 1 pitch away from getting it to the top of the sixth. Thrown in and gets him. That ball got away from Henneman for a moment. Henneman will tag him, and that will be a strikeout there for Matt Busher. So we'll head to the top of the sixth. We said it before. 9, 1, and 2 due up. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, Quinn Buffington set to lead things off here in the top of the 6th inning. Buffington this year is a leadoff hitter, 222 in 18 attempts. We'll see what Buffington can do here. A 3-0 game in favor of Geneva at this point. The line and pitch. Cut on, ground ball there towards the shortstop. Buffington off and sprinting for first. He just got beat there. Buffington certainly hustled down the line. Won't be accused of not trying. Brody Moore going to be the next man up. He's 0 for 2 on the evening so far. Quick out there by Buffington. Certainly gave it his all. So Brody steps up to the plate. See what Brody Moore can do here. 0 for 2. He's yet to reach base. The wind and pitch. Taken on the inside corner. No balls, 1 strike. 0 1. As again, Brody Moore. Go back to work. Mazer winds and delivers. Cut on, ground ball there, right through the shortstop and third baseman's hole, as Brody Moore will be on first base for the first time here tonight. 1 for 3 for the leadoff man. That'll bring up Nathan Pang. Pang, who's 0 for 2 on the night. Pang does have a strikeout against him. As now again, Pang comes back towards the plate. He looks in. Mazer comes set. He will wind and deliver. Taken for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Some work out there in the Geneva bullpen now. As, again, Mazer into his 6th inning of work. Quite impressive. As you don't normally see pitchers go more than 4 or 5 innings. Geneva has certainly been stretching out their starters. The pitch, cut on. Ground ball down the first base line. Scooped up here. And Pang will effectively bunt for an out there. Certainly not what he meant to do, but the ground ball does advance Brody Moore to second base. Preston Moore will come up. As Preston, looking to reach base, would bring up Mason Ruhlman. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Pioneers have done their best work this year with 2 outs, however, so we'll see if they're able to get something going here in the top of the 6th. 5 zeros coming before this. Mazer coming back set. He will wind and deal in there for a strike. Preston Moore taking all the way there. 0-1 count. As again, coming back set, Jacob Mazer. Mazer has been impressive here tonight so far. The wind and pitch in there for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. As Preston Moore trying to find a pitch to his liking. Now will have to be much more defensive. Moore looking out. Mazer will wind and deal. As that's in there for a ball and a stolen base for Brody Moore. Not the usual, that's for sure. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, as now Brody Moore stands 90 feet from home. Have to see what Preston can do here to drive in Brody Moore. Preston looking back out. Mazer comes set. He winds and delivers. Cut on. That one is hit hard, and that will get foul. So, as now, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 more time. Preston Moore waiting. Mazer comes set. He winds and delivers. Cut on again. This is popped up towards first base side. Over towards the fence. Playable, and the catch is made. That will do it for the top of the 6th inning. Preston Moore goes 0 for 3 on the day so far. Pioneers still trailing 3-0, heading for the bottom of the 6th. They're running out of offensive outs, just 9 remaining. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, Matt Busher will go back out for a third inning of work here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Certainly not going to be Trevor Rogers, Nick Lebraska, Thursel White. 4, 5, and 6. Trevor Rogers, 0 for 2, does have a strikeout here tonight. That one came against Neftali Severino Cronier back in the first inning. As now, Rogers waits, Busher winds and delivers. Cut on, ground ball over there. Picked up by the second baseman, Ruhlman, thrown to first in time, as that'll be a very quick out, number 1. It's going to bring up Nick Lebraska. Lebraska, 1 for 2, has a strike and a double. So Lebraska heads out. Very quick out, number 1, as the Pioneers trying to work their way through the bottom half of the inning as quickly as possible. So Lebraska heads in. Busher comes back set. He winds and delivers. Swung on there for strike number 1, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. As again, the Elmira Pioneers trying to work their way through here. The windup and pitch from Busher. In there for a strike, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2, 1 out. As again, Busher, 1 strike away from getting the second out here. Bounces one up and back behind his catcher. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 count here. Pioneers trying to fight their way back into this one, trailing by just 3 runs, but they're running out of outs. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Lebraska comes set. The wind and pitch from Matt Busher. Cut on. This one hit out there towards right. On his horse is Garrett Schultz. He is not going to make it there, as that will be a foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Busher will go back to work. Ironically, the stat line does not read all that different. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Geneva Red Wings. No runs, 4 hits for the visiting Elmira Pioneers. So again, Busher coming back set. 1-2 the count as the umpire echoes the refrain. The wind and pitch from Busher outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 for the Pioneers hurler as Matt Busher trying to get us to the top of the 7th. Certainly one of the hardest parts of the lineup here, as Lebraska 1 for 2 with the double. In there for strike 3. Lebraska goes down for the second time tonight on strikes. And that will bring up Thursel White. White 0 for 2 with a strikeout here tonight. As now 1 out separates the Pioneers from the return to the plate. Pioneers have yet to score a run. They are being shut out here through 6. The pitcher that was warming up down there in the Geneva bullpen has stopped. I assume he will be coming into the game for the top of the 7th. Busher winds. He deals. Bunt was pulled back. 1 ball, no strikes. Certainly have to be aware of the possibility of the bunt from Thursel White. White very speedy for a number 6 batter. Line up and pitch. Low, 2-0. Certainly didn't sucker anybody in, as the third and first baseman both playing about halfway in on the diamond. As Busher strikes 2 outs. The windup and the pitch. 3 balls, no strikes. As Matt Busher trying to get the final out of the bottom of the 6th inning. This, again, his 3rd inning of relief. The wind and pitch from Busher. That's in there for a strike as Thursel White feigned bunt again. Pulling it back, that time it did cross the plate, however. So White comes back out. 3-1. As White will take ball 4, and Thursel White heads down to first base, having earned the walk. That's going to bring up Cross Grundy. Grundy 0 for 2 has struck out here tonight. Matt Busher going to have to find that strike zone again. He needs just 1 out to get out of the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 outs. Play available at first or second base. Busher comes set. He winds and delivers. In there for strike one, 0-1. Henneman and Busher both taking a long look over there at first base. There's a White has not made the jump as though he was going to steal as of yet. Healthy lead over there at first as Busher comes set. He delivers. Foul ball down the line, 0-2. White this year has stolen 0 bases. So probably probably not the biggest concern for the Pioneers at this point, especially with 2 outs. You've got no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Just want to try to get that final strike and get out of the inning. As again, coming set, Busher winds and deals. Ground ball, playable for Ruhlman. Scooped up, thrown to first in time, and the Pioneers will head to the top of the 7th, trailing 3-0. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so Pioneers will get set to come up. Ruhlman, Schultz, and Harmon. We're talking 4, 5, and 6. Certainly the opportunity to get something going. Ruhlman has hit tonight, 1 for 2. Schultz is 0 for 2 with the sac bunt to move Ruhlman over. Harmon 1 for 2. So this would be a great time to get something going if you're the Pioneers. You're trailing by 3, and 3 impactful hitters coming to the dish, followed by, if anyone gets on, Brennan DeRigi, who has a double here tonight as well. So you're talking about 3 of the 4 hits the Pioneers have had tonight, the only other one coming from Brody Moore. As now, Ruhlman heads up to the plate. Ruhlman looking out. The pitch cut on and missed by Ruhlman. So Ruhlman 0-1 count. Have to see if Ruhlman can get things working here. The pitch cut on. This one hit out there to left center. It's dropping. Play is made. So Ruhlman will go 1 for 3. That'll bring up Garrett Schultz. Schultz 0 for 2. Has a sac bunt. He's certainly been busy in the outfield. Would love to find a way to get the bat working, however. As Schultz to be followed by Harmon. There's already 1 out in the inning here in the top of the 7th. Pioneers down to just 8 offensive outs remaining in this game. Coming back set. The wind and pitch from Jacob Mazer. Cut on and fouled right back. Into the netting right behind home plate. No balls, 1 strike as Garrett Schultz looking to find a way to get things rolling for himself. Mazer comes set. He winds and deals. Way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Another Tioga Down showdown. As we remind you again, for the best in table and slot gaming, head on down to Tioga Downs Resort and Casino. As now, coming back set, the wind and pitch from Mazer. High. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1. 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Garrett Schultz Has a heavy wind blowing out there towards right for just a couple seconds, as that's high and inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Schultz trying to get on base for the first time here tonight. Mazer looks in. He winds and delivers high and over the head of Schultz. That's going to be a walk, as Garrett Schultz will reach base, and that will bring up Trey Harmon. Trey Harmon, the designated hitter, 1 for 2 on the night. Harmon, the Pioneers representative at the All-Star game for the Home Run Derby, has hit just 1 during the season, did have 3 in the Home Run Derby versus Canada back last weekend. The windup and the pitch, high and inside, 1 ball, no strikes. So Mazer looking a little bit wild out there as the bullpen jumps into action. So Mazer talking with his catcher. Here in the top of the 7th has worked 6 1/3, as that's impressive for a pitcher who's pitched just 1 game as a starter this season. Trey Harmon would certainly like to bring this score a little closer, as now Mazer stands out on the hill. He waits. Mazer comes back set. The wind and pitch taken for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. So Harmon showing good patience here. 2 balls, no strikes, as the pitcher down in the bullpen working fairly quickly now to try to get himself back ready. The windup and pitch, cut on, hit by Harmon. That one is popped up right back here towards home plate, as that will land out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 as Harmon steps back in. Trey, the number 4 first baseman in the country, out of the University of Kentucky. Coming back set is Mazer. He gets set, winds and delivers. Cut on by Harmon, fouled back to the parking lot. We remind you once again, make the right decision. Insist on Gerber Collision and Auto Glass. So, Harmon steps right back in. 2 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Garrett Schultz stands on first base. Big hole on the right-hand side of the infield. Harmon, though, statistically hits to the left-hand side. The wind and pitch taken for a strike, and Harmon goes down on strikes. Harmon looks at the third one, and that will bring up Brennan Dorigi. Dorigi, who's 1 for 2, hit into a double play, then hit a double. Double here with Schultz's speed could bring in the first run of the ballgame for the Pioneers and break the shutout. That would be the goal. Still a very light wind going out towards the right field as Dorigi steps in. Did hit his first dinger of the night, of the season last night. As Mazer comes set, he winds and delivers. Taken for ball 1, 1-0 inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Schultz stands on first base. As now, Dorigi waiting. Mazer comes back set. Working out of the stretch here again. The windup and the pitch. Taken for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, as that one was pretty perfect. Dorigi talking to himself here as he steps out of the batter's box. Steps back in, and Mazer will look. Mazer checking on that runner over at first. Again, movement in the bullpen, but no signal of Mazer coming out. That one's in there for a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. You have to assume Schultz will be off and running here shortly. With Schultz's speed, a little surprised he's not more active on the base pass. Coming back set is Mazer. Mazer checking back. He winds and delivers. Cut on. Hit out there towards left. That one will get down, and Schultz will stay put at second base. First and second as Derigi goes 2 for 3. And that's going to bring up Trevor Henneman. Henneman 0 for 2 on the night. Hit a heck of a ball just a night ago to bring in a couple of runs. Hopefully the Pioneers can count on Henneman again here. No balls, no strikes, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Deuces are wild, folks. Henneman stepping back in. He looks in. Mazer clearly getting more and more tired as he's now worked 6 2/3 innings. The wind and the pitch. High, 1 ball, no strikes. So Derigi dancing around in the peripheral vision as Garrett Schultz, who was off and running, held up at second as that ball fell in. A little surprised as with 2 outs, not sure why you hold up. The wind and pitch fouled off there. 1 ball, 1 strike. So some interesting base running, but the Pioneers, still trailing by 3, do have 5 hits. Henneman needs to find one here, and with the huge gap on the right side of the infield, that has got to be a key spot to hit the ball. Coming back set is Mazer. Mazer winds and delivers. Inside on Henneman. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 the count. Standing on deck, Quinn Buffington. As now, Henneman waits. Mazer looking. The windup and the pitch. Cut on, right back up the middle. Played there, thrown over to second, and that will do it as Derigi was just a bit too late. Henneman goes 0 for 3. The Pioneers go down again in the top of the 7th. 3-0 remains the score as the Pioneers trying to find the answer to the Geneva Red Wings. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so the Pioneers will go back to work here as they are working out on the mound. 3-0 ball game as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Pioneers' Matt Busher working his 4th inning of relief. Really rather impressive. Busher did allow a run back in his 1st inning of relief, but since has been perfect. 2 zeros up on the board, looking to put a 3rd one up there. Certainly going to have a tough task doing it, as coming up will be Dylan Swarmer, Mike Magnati, and Brainy Rojas. Swarmer, 2 for 2 on the day, does have an RBI. He'll step up, as now Busher desperately going to try to find a way to get him out of this game. Swarmer's 1st game into the lineup. The windup and pitch from Busher. Low and outside, 1-0. Nobody warming in the Pioneers bullpen either. It's going to be Busher's inning here. 3-0 game. The wind and pitch. Outside again, 2 balls, no strikes. As I said, Swarmer 2 for 2 on the night. RBI. The windup and pitch from Busher. Outside again. 3 balls, no strikes. So Swarmer certainly with a good eye here, as Busher has had to be close a few times already. The wind and pitch from Matt Busher. Outside. 4 straight balls, as Busher is asking for a new baseball. Swarmer walks, keeping him a perfect 2 for 2 on the night. That'll bring up Mike Magnati. Magnati 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch. So Magnati comes up. Busher going to be looking for a ground ball here. Would love to turn a quick 2 in the bottom of the 7th. Pioneers have just 6 offensive outs remaining and still have yet to tally a run, as that's in there for a fouled off strike. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. That'll bring the third baseman in, as again the Geneva Red Wings trying to add some insurance to their game, as that one is popped up, laid down. The tag is applied, so 1 out already, as that will move the runner on to second base. So that's going to bring up Brainy Rojas, as Magnati puts down the sac bunt to move along Dylan Swarmer. Rojas now 0 for 2, base on balls, and a strikeout, as Rojas steps up. Rojas waiting. Busher looking in. The wind and pitch is in there for a strike. As again, coming back set. Busher looks in. The wind and the pitch. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Another Tioga Down showdown, as the Pioneers trying to work their way through the bottom of the 7th inning. The windup and pitch from Busher. Low. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 the count here, as the Pioneers' Matt Busher now has Connor Takis warming down in the bullpen. Busher comes set. He winds and delivers. Just missed. 3 balls, 1 strike. So Busher, who was painting the corners for the past 2 innings, now is having a little trouble finding them. Busher looks in. He winds and delivers. Bounces it up there. Rojas will walk for the 2nd time here tonight, and Noah Fisher will be the next man up. As we check down towards the dugout area, Connor Tack is still getting warm, as now Noah Fisher heads up to the plate. Takis still stretching out down there in the bullpen. So runners at first and second, that means the tag can be applied at first, second, or third, and an out will be gained. Obviously, a double play would be idealistic. No balls, 1 strike, as the first one in there on the outside corner. Busher's found his location again. As now again, Busher comes set. Looking in. He steps off and fakes back to second. So, Busher coming back set on the mound. He sets, checks the runner, winds and delivers. High. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A Tioga Down showdown. As again, Elmira trailing 3-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. Trying to move their way along. The wind and the pitch from Busher. Cut on and fouled away. Out of play. And we remind you again, make the right decision. Insist on Gerber Collision and Auto Glass. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, as the Pioneers trying to get Noah Fisher, the number 2 batter, out here. Busher steps off momentarily. Now he looks in, has his sign, comes set, winds and delivers, bounces one up. This is going to advance the runners to second and third, as Busher throws ball 2 that gets by Trevor Henneman. So once again, Busher will return to the mound. That will bring the infield all in on the inside grass. And Matt Birch is pacing the dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. As Busher looking in towards his manager. And now the entire infield will have a discussion. The manager didn't make the mound visit, but everybody else did. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. As the Pioneers looking to get out of this inning, it has been a rough one for pitcher Matt Busher after pitching 3 solid innings. Gave up a run in his first inning of relief, but after that, 2 straight zeros posted. Trying to do it again here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Connor Tack is getting warm. There are runners at second and third as Elmira needs a strike here. 1 for 3 on the day is Fisher. He has an RBI already. The wind and pitch from Busher bounced up to the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the Pioneers still struggling to get that put away pitch. So, Busher out there on the mound. He comes set. He winds and delivers. Cut on right back through the middle. This is going to score 1. Brainy Rojas around 2. He's going to come home. And he is in time. That ball gets away. That's going to put Fisher onto second base. And that is unfortunate. 2 runs come across on the Noah Fisher hit through the middle. He goes 2 for 4, earns his second and third RBIs, as now the Elmira Pioneers trail 5-0. So Busher will now face Brock Kaufman. Kaufman 1 for 3, struck out, has an RBI on the day. Connor Tack is continuing to warm down in the bullpen. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pioneers 6 outs, 6 offensive outs away from defeat. Will need to find a way to rally in the top of the 8th. The wind and the pitch from Busher in there for a ball, 1-0. So again, Matt Birch letting his pitcher work through it here. The 2 runs have already crossed. As again, Busher looks in, he winds and deals. Low again, 2 balls, no strikes. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 5-0 in favor of Geneva. So, Busher looks in. 2 ball, no strike count. Runner stands on second base. Kaufman waits, the wind, the pitch. In there for a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Kaufman 1 for 3 on the day, strikeout and an RBI. Busher would certainly like to keep the number at the beginning the same. Coming back set. The wind and the pitch. Cut on. Grounded towards the shortstop. Scooped up by Brody Moore. Throws to first in time. That's the second out of the inning. As that is going to bring up Trevor Rogers. Rogers 0 for 3 tonight. Does have a strikeout, but is always dangerous. Trevor Rogers, a very hard batter to keep down. Has a runner 90 feet from home. So the Pioneers will certainly have their own issues here. 9-1-2 due up in the top of the 8th. If anyone gets on, Preston Moore will come to bat. That one in there, ball 1, 1-0. Outside and high as Rogers working his way at the plate. Rogers has gotten a hold of a few here against the Pioneers. The wind and pitch. In there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Rogers comes back up to the plate. Busher trying to get himself out of the bottom of the 7th inning. Busher comes set. He winds and delivers. Cut on and missed as Rogers was looking to put that one way into the forest out there in right field. So again, coming back set. Rogers looks in. Busher comes around. He winds and delivers outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Another Tioga Down showdown. As again, Rogers steps back in. Busher comes set. He winds and delivers. Cut on down the first baseline. That gets foul. As now 2 ball, 2 strike, 2 out. One more time for Matt Busher. Connor Takis appears to be ready down in the bullpen. One would have to assume if Busher can't get the job done here, we would see Takis. Coming back set. The wind and pitch. Cut on and missed as Rogers goes down on strikes for the second time here tonight. That will send the Pioneers to the top of the 8th, trailing 5-0 as Geneva put up 2 more here in the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so finally out of the game, Jacob Mazer. That'll bring up Harrison Treble. Treble, 10.5 ERA, 4 appearances, 6 innings pitched, 9 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned, 7 bases on balls, and 5 strikeouts as the Pioneers trying to climb back in from a 5-0 deficit. As I said, it'll be 9-1-2 to do the work, as the first man up will be Quinn Buffington. So Buffington heads towards the plate. As he heads up, he's 0 for 2 on the night. Buffington going to look to get things started against Harrison Treble, normally an outfielder. So, stepping back in. Buffington to be followed by Brody Moore and Nathan Pang. See if Buffington waits to see a pitch or if he comes out swinging. The first pitch cut on by Buffington, driven out towards center field. Beat on it for Brainy Rojas, and he makes the grab. So Buffington on the first pitch of the inning goes down 0 for 3. That's going to bring up Brody Moore. Brody Moore 1 for 3 on the day. Moore had a single in his last at bat. Came all the way around to third base, was unable to be driven in. So Brody Moore comes up as once again, Brody 1 for 3 as coming back set. He waits on the pitch. High and 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes as Treble trying to keep things going for the Geneva Red Wings. Pioneers down to their final 5 outs of offensive play. So Treble now looking for a conversation with his catcher as Dylan Swarmer goes out to speak with him. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. Pioneers trailing 5-0. Pioneers being out hit by just 1. 6-5 in the hits department. Unfortunately for the Pioneers, the runs are where the important numbers lie, and all 5 of them sit in the Geneva side of the board. Brody Moore trying to go to work as he has gone 1 for 3 on the day already. Takes a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A Tioga Down showdown. As Brody steps back in. Shaking off his catcher is Harrison Treble. Shakes him off again. Now he's got the one he wants, as Brody Moore will go back. Waiting, the wind and pitch from Treble. Cut on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 count. 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. Brody Moore trying to find some more hits, as again, he will be followed by Nathan Pang. Pang 0 for 3 on the day. So Brody Moore really trying to hit things off with a spark against Harrison Treble. Coming back set. Treble winds and delivers. Cut on and missed, and the ball is dropped. Brody Moore will race down to first, as he will be tagged out there. So strike him out, throw him out. As Brody Moore goes down on strikes for the first time tonight. That'll bring up Nathan Pang. Pang 0 for 3, has a strikeout. Pang has played first base tonight. As again, he continues to show his versatility. You talk about a utility player. Nathan Pang can literally play anywhere. Caught last night, playing first tonight. Pitched a couple nights ago, played left field 3 nights before that. The windup and the pitch. That one bounces away. 1 ball, no strikes. As Elmira trying to get anything going here, as they're batting at the top of the order, just has not been anything for them to find. So, Pang waits. Coming set, the wind and pitch. In there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. As again, Pang steps in. Coming set as Treble winds and delivers. Cut on. Pang blasts one down left field, but that gets foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Pioneers just trying to find some offense here. It's been a hard road for them here tonight. As Pang waits. Again, the wind-up here from Treble. The pitch. In there for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Another Tioga Down showdown. As one more time, Nathan Pang trying to find his first hit here tonight. If he can get on, Preston Moore would come to bat. Pang waiting. The wind and pitch. Cut on, popped up, and foul. 2 ball, 2 strike, 2 out. One more time. As Nathan Pang steps back in. Pang waiting. As coming back set. The wind and pitch from Treble. Cut on and fouled off by Pang one more time. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. Well, soon we'll see Connor Takis here to kick off the bottom portion of the 8th, and then the Pioneers will try to get through that as quickly as they can so they can get to the top of the 9th and start hitting yet again. But before that, Nathan Pang trying to get on base here. The wind and pitch cut on. That gets fouled just barely. Kicked up the dirt. Unfortunately, was unable to stay fair as Pang trying to get it through to Preston Moore. As once again, ball is thrown out to the pitcher. Harrison Treble will head out to the mound yet again. Treble, who's been very effective so far here in the top of the 8th inning. Pang trying to respond here again. The Pioneers have not been able to respond against Geneva tonight. The pitch cut on, popped up, and that will not be playable. 2 ball, 2 strike, 2 out count one more time. I'll tell you what, Nathan Pang has certainly driven up the pitch count as Treble comes back. More work out there in the Geneva bullpen at this point. Somewhat surprising. As coming back set, the wind and the pitch from treble, cut on, Pang blast one out towards right center. That one will be playable by Brainy Rojas, and that will do it for the top of the eighth. Pioneers head to the bottom of the eighth inning, trailing 5-0, as they're still trying to fight their way back into this one. We'll assume we'll have a new pitcher, and we'll give you all the details when we come back here on Mixler.com. All right, so bottom of the eighth inning, Connor Takis out there on the mound. Connor this season has started out a little bit rough. 10.13 ERA, 1 win, 2 losses, 10 games. He started 16 innings pitched, 31 hits, 23 runs, 18 of them earned, 10 bases on balls, and 17 strikeouts. We'll see what he can do here as Takis will go to the mound, and he is going to face Nebraska, White, and Grundy. So we're talking 5, 6, and 7 in the bottom of the eighth. Pioneers need to find some offense in the top of the ninth, but before they do, they got to keep the deficit at 5. Certainly not going to be an easy comeback road for the Pioneers, but the opportunity is there if they can take advantage. Of course, when they come back up in the top of the ninth, Moore, Ruhlman, and Schultz, 3, 4, 5. Not a bad spot in the lineup to be coming up when you need some runs. Just got to find a way to get them, as that will bring up Nick Nebraska. Nebraska heads for the dish. Connor Takis is going to try to move as quickly as he can. Wants to get 3 outs as very, very quickly as possible. Don't forget the Pioneers are back at home at historic Dunn Field the last day before the All-Star break on Sunday at 4:05. Pitch number 1 is high and outside, 1-0. As Connor, the University of Albany product, heads back to the mound. He looks in, has his sign. Takis winds and deals. High again. 2 balls, no strikes. So, Pioneers trying to get things going. As again, Connor comes back set. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and missed. 2 balls, 1 strike. As Takis on the mound. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Takis comes set. He winds and delivers way outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. So again, Connor Takis trying to find the strike zone. 3 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Takis comes set. He winds and deals. Cut on and missed. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Takis 1 strike away from getting the first out here. 1 poor pitch away from allowing Nebraska to reach base for the second time tonight. Nebraska has struck out twice. As Takis comes set. He winds and delivers. Fouled back and into the netting. 3 balls, 2 strikes. One more time. As Takis comes back set. Looks in. He comes set. Takis, a left-handed pitcher. He winds and delivers. Bounces one inside as that will be ball 4. And Nebraska will take the walk as that'll bring up Thursel White. White 0 for 2, struck out and a base on balls so far here tonight. Now has a runner at first. We've seen the attempt to bunt before. Be interesting to see what the Pioneers read here as White comes up to the dish. White looks in. As again, Connor Takis going back to work. Some more pitchers working out down there in the bullpen. The pitch thrown in there for a strike, 0-1 as White left the bunt way out there. As again, Takis coming set out there on the mound. He looks in. Has his sign. He checks the runner over at first. Winds and delivers. Takes a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner stays put on first base. I'd like to remind everybody, too, with the Enforcer season coming up, if you or your business are looking for a way to enjoy a wonderful night or for a way to support the community, the Elmira Enforcers are now bringing on brand new sponsors. We've got some great opportunities still available. 607-734-PUCK. The wind and pitch, cut on and fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Takis trying to settle down here. Takis comes back set. He looks in. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Nobody out. As a runner stands on first, Takis would love to get a ground ball here. Thursel White is quick, so to turn a double play, you'd have to be perfect. Takis comes set. He winds, delivers inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2. Runner stands on first base. Connor Takis trying to work his way through the bottom of the 8th inning, get the Pioneers back up in the 9th. Takis winds and delivers. Cut on. Right back through and hit by Ruhlman, but run back out into the outfield. So Ruhlman with a superhero type dive just couldn't come up with the ball, as that will be another hit. This time for Thursel White, his first of the night. He'll go 1 for 3. Runners at first and second for Cross Grundy. Grundy 0 for 3 on the night. Grundy, with runners in scoring position this season, has gone 375 in 24 attempts. So once again, looking in. The windup and the pitch. Bunt is shown, but ball is thrown low. 1 ball, no strikes. As Grundy trying to advance the runners, and not a bad idea. Dylan Swarmer will be the next man up. He's 2 for 2 with a base on balls and an RBI on the night. So if you can get the runners to second and third, there's a chance. The way Swarmer's been swinging the bat, he could bring them both in. That's in there for a strike as Grundy pulled back the bunt. 1 ball, 1 strike here in the bottom of the 9th. Still nobody out. Runners stand on first and second. Bottom of the order now batting. 7, 8, and 9. After 5, 6, both reach base. Grundy squaring to bunt. No mystery here. Line and the pitch is in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So that'll take away the possibility of the bunt. As still the the infielders at first and third staying relatively close. Now Preston Moore will back up over there at third base. Nathan Pang still staying on that infield grass. The line and the pitch, cut on. Right back through the middle, stepped on second, over to Pang at first. Double play. So great luck there for the Pioneers as the bouncing ball goes right into the glove of Preston Moore. And the double play gets the Pioneers close to getting out of this inning. Unfortunately, the challenge will be Dylan Swarmer. Swarmer 2 for 2, base on balls and an RBI, and now has a runner just 90 feet from home. 5-0 game here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. coming back set. The wind and the pitch. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 count as Swarmer stands in at the plate. The catcher tonight done a great job, 2 for 2 with a base on balls at the dish. As now, Takis winds and delivers. Cut on, right back through. That's going to score a run. And Derigi has to chase it down. He picks up the ball, throws back in, as that goes to second, but not in time, as that will be a double hit by Swarmer. He goes 3 for 3, earns his second RBI of the night, and that'll bring up Mike Magnotti in a 6-0 ball game as the Pioneers still trying to push their way through to the top of the ninth. Mike Magnotti 0 for 2 was hit by a pitch, got it flush in the head too. So, coming back set, it's a 6-0 ball game, 2 outs. Coming set. Takis checks the runner at second. He winds and delivers. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0. As again, the Pioneers continuing to struggle against Geneva in a 6-0 ball game now. They're going to have to get it going quickly in the top half of the ninth inning. Takis comes set. He winds and deals in there for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. As one more time. Takis coming set. Takis looking in. He's got his sign. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Needs just one more. The pitch. Outside. Gets away from the catcher. That's going to advance the runner to third base. And now with a runner 90 feet from home, it's a 2-ball, 1 strike count. Time is called. Takis and Henneman will have a chat. As again, Pioneers have worked themselves into trouble. Brody Moore is going in to have his say in the discussion as well. Very concerning for the Pioneers. The wins have just not been coming. And with the playoffs looming, yes, everybody in the bottom half of the division, as assistant coach Andrew Drum said, is separated by a game or less. But running out of outs, running out of time, the Pioneers have got to find some footing. Going to head to Utica tomorrow. Hopefully a much better result, but right now the Pioneers have got to get through the bottom of the 8th to get to the top of the 9th. This is past the catcher, thrown back in, not in time, 7-0. As coming across the score on the pass ball was Dylan Swarmer. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, a 7-0 lead for the Geneva Red Wings. We just talked about how the Pioneers haven't let games get away from them. But tonight they have been shut out, and the runs have just been piled on. So again, 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Takis now gets to work. Finally not out of the stretch for once. The pitch in there for a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Connor Takis trying to get out of this inning. Certainly doesn't want to bring up Branny Rojas. This next pitch you have to assume will be somewhere near the zone. As Takis comes set. He winds and delivers. In there for strike 3, and that will do it. As down goes Mike Magnotti. And the Pioneers will head for the top of the 9th. Desperate to find some runs. 7-0 they trail after giving up 2 in the bottom of the 8th. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so Tim Blaisdell enters the game for the Geneva Red Wings. Blaisdell's numbers, well, they speak for themselves. 6.67, 2 wins, 1 loss, 10 appearances, 3 starts, 1 save, 27 innings pitched, 36 hits, 24 runs, 20 of them earned, 14 bases on balls, and 16 strikeouts. He's certainly going to be looking to get this inning through as quickly as he can. The Pioneers obviously will be trying to score as many runs as possible. They bat through the order. Maybe they have a shot here, and the Pioneers have certainly done that before. But to start it off, it's going to be Preston Moore. Moore, who's had a rough night, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Now we'll have to see what he can do here. Preston steps up. Blaisdell looking in. Has the sign. He rocks, winds, and deals. Moore, wasting no time, puts a jolt into that one, heading back towards left field and out of here, as that will be a gone shot. Preston Moore rounds them all. It's just said he had a rough night. Well, with one swing of the bat, Preston Moore has hit a home run, and that will end the shutout for the Elmira Pioneers here tonight. That's the first run of the game, and it was a long shot for Preston Moore. That'll bring up Mason Ruhlman. Ruhlman 1 for 3. Does have the strikeout that earned everybody their tacos here tonight. As he waits, the pitch swung on and missed, as that's strike 1. So, no balls, 1 strike. So the Pioneers' deficit that started at 7 after 1 pitch became 6 as Preston Moore hit a long fly ball that went over the wall. The windup in the pitch from Blaisdell, cut on and missed again. Ruhlman, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes for Mason Ruhlman as he will try to get himself composed. Garrett Schultz stands on deck. Ruhlman waiting. Blaisdell staring in. Ruhlman waits, the wind and the pitch. High, 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Ruhlman had been cutting at anything, Blaisdell certainly feeling justified in throwing anything. So Blaisdell looks in again. Ruhlman and the Pioneers trying to fight their way back into this one here in the top of the 9th inning. Cut on and a fair ball. That gets through the first and second baseman. So 2 straight hits for the Pioneers here in the top of the 9th. That's going to bring up Garrett Schultz. Schultz, 0 for the day so far. 0 for 2. Sack bunt and a base on balls. So we'll see if Schultz will be bunting here again. You would have to assume still down 6. The Pioneers need more base runners instead of just advancing a runner. Nobody warming out in the bullpen as of yet for Geneva as Blaisdell goes back to work. No balls, 1 strike count here. As now, Schultz looks out at Blaisdell. Blaisdell comes back set. He winds and delivers. Cut on and fouled away. No balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. As Garrett Schultz will step back in. 0-2. Schultz looking out. Mason Ruhlman standing just a couple of feet off first base. The wind and pitch, cut on and missed. That one gets by. Schultz is hung out to dry, but Ruhlman will advance to second base. So, runners now stand at second base. Schultz has had a night to forget as he goes 0 for 3. Trey Harmon will be the next batter. He's batting 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Harmon steps up. He'll be followed by Brennan Durigi. Harmon looks out. The windup and the pitch. Cut on and missed, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Runner standing at second base. That runner, Mason Ruhlman. Harmon, love to get something going here. As again, Trey waits. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and fouled off. 1 ball, or no balls, 2 strikes. Wow, easy for me to say here tonight. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Pioneers trailing 7-1 here in the top of the 9th inning. Roman stands on second base. Harmon stands in at the batter's box. He looks out. The windup and pitch high. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out as he's trying to find a pitch to his liking. Trey Harmon would love to bury one over an outfield wall, but just a single would do plenty for the Pioneers, needing more base runners. The wind and the pitch inside. No, they call it a strike. Harmon arguing the call, certainly not happy about it. As now that will be the second out of the inning. As Harmon will go down 1 for 4, 2 strikeouts. That'll bring up Brendan Dorigi. Dorigi comes up, batting 2 for 3, a double play, a double, and a single. As now Dorigi hit his first home run of the season last night. Would settle for a single here, just trying to put more runners on base. Henneman would be the next man up. The wind and pitch, cut on and missed. 0-1. Pioneers now down to their final out. As again, Dorigi waits. The wind and pitch, cut on and missed by Dorigi. 0-2. Dorigi talking to his bat. Worked last night, led to a home run. We'll see if it works again here tonight. Coming back set. The wind and the pitch from Blaisdell outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As the Pioneers trying to keep the inning alive with a runner on second base. Blaisdell looking in. He winds and delivers. Cut on and fouled away by Dorigi. So again, Elmira trying to work their way through, trying to find some offense, looking for anything they can get. And it has been a tough road for them here tonight. So again, the windup and the pitch. Cut on and missed. Dorigi strikes out, heads down to first. The throw out will get Dorigi, and that will do it. The Pioneers fall 7-1. They get a home run in the top of the 9th inning to break the shutout bid for Geneva, but unfortunately nothing more than that. The Pioneers go down 7-1, back-to-back games to Geneva. They were just not able to find any type of offense here tonight. Hopefully they'll correct that tomorrow night in Utica. I'm John Clement. Thank you so much for tuning in here on YouTube and Mixler.com. Good night, Elmira. We'll see you tomorrow night live from Utica.